saying that I think Elon Musk believes he's president.
You're like, wait a second, like, come on, man, this is too.
Elon Musk has filed an $80 million lawsuit against Whoopi Goldberg and the team behind The View, accusing them of spreading defamatory lies that he claims have harmed his reputation. The controversy began when the show alleged that Musk and J.D. Vance were conspiring to interfere with government operations if Donald Trump were removed from office. Musk, known as the driving force behind Tesla and SpaceX, has strongly denied these claims, calling them baseless and harmful to his image. The lawsuit has ignited widespread debate about free speech, media responsibility, and the boundaries of public discourse. Musk argues that the statements made on The View did more than misrepresent him, they fueled damaging conspiracy theories with no factual foundation. Reactions to the lawsuit have been polarizing. Some view Musk's move as a necessary stand against biased media and the spread of misinformation. Others see it as an attempt by a powerful billionaire to stifle criticism.
I've been saying it for a while.
Yes, you have.
I've been saying that I think Elon Musk believes he's president. I do.
Well, you've been calling him vice president.
I've called him vice president. I called him president because I don't know what JD is doing. I hardly ever say. I don't remember the last time we even talked about JD.
You're right. He's planning the presidency when they get rid of Trump.
So you think it's Musk Vance?
Regardless of perspective, the case highlights the growing tension between public figures, media platforms, and the accountability that comes with wielding influence in a divided and fast-moving information age. Elon Musk's lawsuit against Whoopi Goldberg and the team behind The View is sparking major discussions and could potentially reshape how public figures handle defamation claims in the future. Musk's legal team is coming out strong, accusing Goldberg and her co-hosts of outright defamation and slander. According to them, the hosts falsely alleged that Musk and J.D. Vance were involved in a secret plot to seize government control, a claim Musk vehemently denies. He argues that these accusations are not only baseless, but were intentionally made to harm his reputation. The lawsuit emphasizes that such statements do more than mislead the public. They sow distrust and create division. Musk is adamant that media outlets should be held to a higher standard, especially when making serious accusations that could provoke fear or hostility. Supporters of Musk see this as a bold stand for responsible journalism and a push for truth over sensationalism. They believe it's high time someone challenged media narratives built on unverified claims. However, critics are concerned about the implications.
But when you have deliberate, concerted, repeated pushing of hoaxes, you're like, wait a second, like, come on, man, this is too far.
And you're supposed to be the good guys.
You're supposed to, and you claim to be the good guys? I'm like, exactly.
You're supposed to be the progressives.
Yes, the Dems are like, oh, we're the good guys. We're the honest people. No, hang on. You can't claim to be the good guys. You can't claim to be the honest people. If you're deliberately pushing hoaxes that have been debunked thoroughly.
Yeah. Well,
we're like even Snopes, which is a liberal thing, says it's bogus.
Yeah.
Like the Fine People hoax.
Implications for free speech. They warn that cases like this could suppress legitimate criticism, fueling a larger debate about balancing accountability with the right to critique public figures. Elon Musk's lawsuit against Whoopi Goldberg and The View has become a flashpoint in the debate over media freedom and personal accountability. The case is drawing widespread attention, sparking conversations about truth, responsibility, and the standards we set for public discourse. Many of Musk's supporters see the lawsuit as a bold stand against misinformation and a demand for higher journalistic standards. On social media, hashtags like Support Elon and Cancel The View are trending, with critics of the show accusing it of a pattern of making inflammatory and baseless claims about public figures. The search? For Musk supporters, this lawsuit isn't just about him. It's a chance to hold media outlets accountable and push back against sensationalism. They argue that his fight is a principled stand for free speech, transparency, and fairness in media. Musk's insistence on ethical journalism has become a central theme in this battle. However, not everyone is applauding. Critics worry that Musk's significant wealth and influence could suppress opposing voices and stifle open dialogue. They fear the lawsuit could set a precedent that discourages critical reporting, even when justified.
Okay, the thing about this show, there is no way not to step in poop.
These concerns, Musk's defenders maintain that his actions are aimed at raising the bar for responsible journalism, not silencing dissent. As the case unfolds, it has ignited heated debates about the power of media in shaping public opinion and the responsibilities of high-profile figures like Goldberg to maintain integrity in their public statements. Known for its provocative debates, The View has faced criticism before, and this case adds another layer of scrutiny to the show's impact on public discourse. Elon Musk's lawsuit against The View has reignited debates over media ethics, with critics accusing the show of prioritizing drama over facts. For years, The View has faced backlash for its bold and often polarizing commentary, and Musk's legal action has brought fresh attention to what many see as a pattern of unchecked bias and sensationalism. Supporters of Musk argue that The View frequently targets public figures with provocative claims, meant to boost ratings rather than deliver truth. For them, this lawsuit feels like a necessary stand against a program they believe values shock value over credibility. Calls to cancel the show have surged on social media, with critics accusing it of spreading misinformation and fostering division, while presenting itself as harmless entertainment. On the other hand, some believe outright cancellation isn't the solution. They advocate for stricter fact-checking and better oversight to hold the show accountable while keeping the conversation alive. This has to be done with considerable education and patience. A particularly contentious point in Musk's case is his claim that The View incited violence during an episode where Whoopi Goldberg allegedly joked about someone tripping.
Hey, I need to clean something up because my cat lays in wait for me on my stairs all the time. That's what I was thinking of that. I wasn't trying to indicate that they were actually standing there with their legs out, hoping he would trip.
Donald Trump. Musk argues this could be interpreted as encouraging harm, while Goldberg dismissed the comment as a light-hearted remark about her cat. Critics aren't convinced, insisting that even casual comments can carry weight when broadcast to millions. As the legal battle unfolds, it's no longer just about Musk and The View. It's igniting broader discussions about talk shows' influence on public opinion and their responsibility to provide content that is not only engaging, but also accurate and respectful. Elon Musk's supporters are sounding the alarm about the dangers of normalizing violent rhetoric, particularly in today's politically charged climate. They argue that media personalities have a responsibility to choose their words carefully, given their significant influence on public opinion. On the other hand, Musk's critics believe he is taking Whoopi Goldberg's comments out of context, exaggerating their implications, and potentially stifling satire and free speech. Regardless of intent, Goldberg's remarks have sparked serious debates about the boundary between humor and political commentary in mainstream media. This lawsuit could become a pivotal case, potentially setting new standards for how courts and society address claims of incitement. Musk's legal battle also highlights what he and his supporters perceive as widespread media bias, particularly in liberal-leaning outlets like ABC. Shows like The View are often criticized for catering to their audience with opinions that critics argue don't always withstand scrutiny. This touches on a larger issue, growing concerns about media integrity and whether people can still trust mainstream sources. When media bias spreads misinformation, it doesn't just cause confusion, it deepens divisions and erodes public trust and democratic values. For Musk's supporters, the lawsuit is a wake-up call, a push to challenge the status quo and demand higher standards in journalism. Critics, however, worry that such actions could lead to censorship and suppress freedom of speech. The case has also reignited discussions about...
She put me in the movies, right? A long time ago. How much did I judge? Nothing.
Like they say in the
It's a Tommy, I love you. I'm telling you.
And they're trying to humanize them and change your idea about who this guy is. Don't fall for that.
Trump, you're talking about.
The View's credibility. Some point to moments of perceived hypocrisy, like a resurfaced clip of Goldberg praising Trump as a friend, which contrasts sharply with her more recent criticisms. For Musk's defenders, this inconsistency underscores the show's flaws and fuels their calls for media reform. As the debate unfolds, this lawsuit could push networks to reevaluate their editorial practices and prioritize balanced reporting. Whether you side with Musk or not, one thing is clear: people are demanding greater accountability from the media. This case is turning up the heat, forcing a critical examination of how mainstream outlets handle their power to inform, influence, and shape public discourse. Elon Musk's supporters are using past inconsistencies in The View as evidence of what they see as the media's opportunism and lack of credibility. They argue that examples like Whoopi Goldberg's contrasting remarks about Donald Trump, once praising him, now sharply criticizing him, highlight a tendency to prioritize drama over authenticity. To Musk's fans, this so-called hypocrisy underscores the need for greater accountability in the media. On the other side, Musk's critics contend that opinions naturally evolve, and calling it hypocrisy is unfair. They believe focusing on these old clips distracts from more pressing issues. However, these resurfaced moments have added fuel to the debate, putting Goldberg and The View under intense scrutiny. Musk's supporters see this as validation for their calls to hold media outlets responsible for spreading misinformation or making defamatory claims. Musk's lawsuit is being framed by his backers as a necessary step to curb reckless commentary in the media. They argue it's time for shows like The View to face consequences for what they believe are irresponsible practices. Meanwhile, critics of the lawsuit worry it could set a dangerous precedent, silencing open conversations and legitimate criticism. Despite these concerns, Musk's supporters remain steadfast, asserting that this case is about protecting public figures from false narratives and ensuring accountability. This legal battle could significantly impact how media outlets approach controversial topics in the future. It might lead to greater fairness, accuracy, and adherence to ethical standards in journalism. Regardless of the outcome, Musk's lawsuit is amplifying the growing demand for change in the media landscape. The case highlights a broader debate about the balance between free speech and responsibility, pushing for a closer look at the role of journalists in shaping public discourse. Whether Musk's lawsuit is seen as a necessary step to combat misinformation or as a threat to free speech, it's clear the stakes are high, and the conversation isn't going away anytime soon.